I like fish. I like to eat fish. Do you like to eat fish? Fish are good, right? They're good. Like, what's a good fish? Flounder. Right now, flounder season. Everybody wants to get a flounder, eat a flounder. They love to eat flounder. Whiting, people love in the May when they come out. People love to catch whiting, fill up a whole cooler. Gonna eat them. Pompano. Pompano are great. Oh my God, pompano. I even like black drum because they eat like little crabs. And I think they taste sweet like crabs. And don't even get me started on red drum. Oh, that's probably the best fish in the world. And if you like fish, you probably like all those fish. But there's one fish that gets a bad rap. You know which one it is? The bluefish. Yeah, the bluefish. Nobody wants to eat a bluefish. They're nasty. People say, you know what you do with the bluefish? You cook them on a plank and then you throw out the bluefish and you eat the plank. You know that old joke. I don't have to go through the whole thing. I like bluefish because I know how to cook them right. Do you want to know how to eat? If you watch this video and you do what I say how to cook bluefish, and if you don't like this recipe, we can't be friends. All right, come on, let's go show you what I'm talking about. You're probably thinking, why the sad music, Sans? Because it's the blues. Listen, I was fishing at the beach, and I was fishing with shrimp, and all of a sudden I was like, oh man, there's bait running in the surf. Let me get my cast net. Let me run and get my cast net and see if I can get some of that bait. Now, this was about 2 weeks ago or whenever, and the bait has gotten thick since then. So if you are down at the beach, you need to do what I'm doing. Run down there, get your cast net, throw it in the surf, and pull yourself up some finger mullet, and they make a great bait. So I got myself a bunch from here, and I'm ready to catch some serious fish. So forget the shrimp, I'm throwing that away. But the blues, while I had the bait right next to my bucket, a wave came up and it like swept all my fish away. So I'm like running after them, trying to catch them, put them back in the bucket. And this other guy was helping me. He probably felt sad for me. He was probably like, oh man, you should have just stuck with shrimp. But I'm like, no, I'm going to get it. So I moved the bucket up a little bit and I finally got some. I put them on. I just made a double drop rig. I had a double drop rig ready to go with my shrimp. So I'm just like, I'm just going to put my finger mullet on there, and I just use the little ones, cast it out there, expecting I'm going to catch some fish right now real soon. But, you know what happened? A whole lot of nothing. I got to watch the helicopters go by. They're cool. You know, you ever watch the helicopters go by and think to yourself, man, I'm so happy they're on our side. All right. I'm down here at the beach. I'm down here in the surf. Got 2 lines out. Got some beautiful bait. Got some beautiful finger mullet that I freshly caught with my cast net just seconds ago out of the surf, because there's plenty of bait running in the surf right now. And I got a beautiful half a blue crab on this one over here that's been soaking for like the last forever. And been down here for, gosh, 2 hours maybe, 3:30, 4:30, 5:30. And I've had 1 strike on one of the finger mullets, and then I didn't even catch him. And he just took the bait and ran, bent the rod, and then I watched the guy down there, he's fishing. Same thing happened to him. His rod bent way over, he got up to pull it in, and there was nothing on it. I felt for him. I could feel the look of disappointment on his face, even though he's 200 yards down the beach and I can't see his face. So we're doing what we're doing, we're fishing. Here's the thing, I'm doing my part. It's the fish who aren't participating. What's up with that? Still playing the blues, Sans? Yeah, well, I am, but this time I was prepared. I had my cast net unwound, and I saw that bait coming by, and I threw out that cast net, and I pulled myself in. And I'm not a good cast net thrower. If you saw the last video, I just made a video. I'll put a link up on top on how to throw a cast net, at least my way of how to throw a cast net. But it gets me enough bait to get through a day. So I threw it out there, I pulled it into shore, and I had enough bait in there that I could pull it up. And the best part is I could could be selective. Now that's nice. When you get so much bait, then you can start being like, hey, which ones of these fish do I want to keep and which ones do I want to throw back? Now, because I had my little double drop rig with I use 1/0 hooks. I'm using really small hooks because my theory is you can catch big fish on small hooks, but you can't catch small hooks on big fish. Well, that should be a bumper sticker, right? So I'm picking up the little ones that are going to go good on my little double drop 1/0 hook rig, and I'm just going to throw the rest of them back. So I'm being selective, putting the top on, because you have to put the top on. Those things will jump right out if you don't have the top on, and then you just be picking them up. So I cast it out. And yeah, I got a hit. I'm pretty excited about it. I pull it in, and what I find is, yeah, I got a hit, but like a typical bluefish, I think they're really smart. They know which end you put the hook in. And look at this guy. He just bit off the head because I had the hook in the back. So if I'd had it in his lip, he would have bit off the tail, right? So I'm going to send some more out, and this time I got a big hit. But unfortunately, the hook was kind of rusted. You got to check your hooks. So he broke the hook. And then I got a third hit, and I'm reeling this one in, and I'm starting to feel like, I feel like I actually have a fish this time. And guess what? It's a flounder. Is my luck changed? Are the blues gone? Can I put away the sad music? No, because you know what? They have to be, 15 inches to keep? And although this is a decent flounder, it's a decent flounder, he is not going to be in that 15. He's not going to be I didn't have to get out the measuring stick. I could tell just by looking at him. He's probably 12. If I was pushing it, I'd say he was 13, so I could be cool. But he was definitely not a keeper, so I had to throw him back into the surf. But catching the flounder got me psyched up to go flounder gigging, which I have never done before, so this is my first experience.
Stab fish in their hearts with these stabby pooky things, if we can find some. But it is.
I feel like it might.
Looks good. Not getting through.
Well, we're going to put flounders in it.
Well, if we get a flounder,
Mr. Sands, can we do a retake of what we're doing tonight?
Yeah, okay, so what we're doing tonight is we're going to try to go flounder gigging. This is our first time going flounder gigging, never done before. We're at the point on the ICW side. There's some cars going by. Grace's got a flashlight in my face. Thank you. And we're going to put that flashlight in the water, and we got these stabby sticks, and if we see a flounder, we're going to shank it. That's all I know.
Is that appropriate for Sands and Sir?
No, it's good.
What are those?
It's a rubber duckies.
Get out there and find the fish. Come on.
Okay.
I'm behind you. I'll get on this side.
Ghostbusters.
Josh, get on the other side. See anything? I think that's one.
No freaking way.
We're supposed to see him.
What's that?
Oh my god.
Stick. This is good though. The water's running. Bull sharks are out here. We gotta check it out.
They're really bull sharks out here?
Yeah.
Let me see. Are we gonna spear that too?
Well, what comes up, I'll spear it.
I'm optimistic we'll get one. I definitely
That was funny.
I definitely stepped on one.
Definitely stepped on one.
I 100% stepped on one
How do you know it wasn't a stingray?
because it didn't sting me.
Come out this way.
Hold on, Josh.
Let's
Let me
go
put my
now.
phone in my backpack.
But you stepped on
And
one.
he zipped.
So although Grayson claims he stepped on one, it could have been a stingray. It could have been a flounder. Mostly I was just stabbing at the bait, but we did not see any flounder. At least I didn't. Grayson says he stepped on one. But we had a good time, so I'm going to get out there and try that again. But back to the blues. At this point, I needed something to raise my spirits, and everyone had been raving about Salt 64. It's the old Jones's restaurant. I actually did a video about Jones's, right? And they closed right after that. So they reopened as Salt 64, and man, has the place changed. It is fancy. So I said, Kim, come on, take me on a date. Take me to Salt 64. She was like, all right, let's go. So we went in there, sat down, and they had some fancy drinks. What's a mule? A mule's like some, dang you, number 7. That's what I think of a mule, but I guess it's a drink. And then they had like this cocktail, like vodka and jalapenos. I mean, jalapeno mink vodka, fresh jalapenos. How can you go wrong? You got to order that, right? And then I looked at the other side of the menu and I was like, hey, some of this stuff looks pretty good. Like, what about this 22-ounce bone-in steak for $62? Holy crud, one meal for $62. But we're going out fancy, so I got a Manhattan. Kim got the regular old vodka martini. She didn't even get the blue cheese olives, but hey, that's her thing, right? And then they were so accommodating. Like, the waiters even came over and like, hey, is this light in your face? Like, hey, comrade, what's going on there? And I was like, they're adjusting the lights. They're taking an order. We got an appetizer. We got the soup, which I thought was just going to be a little cup of soup. It was like a whole big bowl. And man, was this delicious. I was like, this is so good. I actually wish I was eating it right now. I can still taste my mouth's watering. I, of course, got the flounder, which came with some frites and some coleslaw on the side. And then Kim got a shrimp dish with pasta, and she also got some grits to go on the side. I can say this place was absolutely muy delicioso. I go to a lot of restaurants, and this place was top notch. From the service down to the food, I highly recommend it. So now I'm fired up. Let's get out there and get some fish. Again, we're going to start the same way. I'm going to grab the cast net. I want some of those finger mullet, and I'm going to pull them in, and I'm going to be selective. I'm going to pull them up, throw them in my cast net, and I'm going to pick out the little ones that are going to go on my double drop rig with my 1/0 hooks, my 4-ounce weight, and I'm just going to put them on there from the tail, because I still believe that fish bite from back and not from the front, so that my hookup rate should be better. I got the double drop rig, so I got 2 of them on there. I'm going to cast that bad boy out, and come on, there's got to be some fish out there ready to eat this fish. And I was not wrong. So here we go. My first hit. I start reeling it in. I'm pulling it up, and I'm very excited because I'm going to get my first fish, right? Don't let me down this time. Oh, wait a second. There isn't a fish there. Do I have to go back to the slow blues? Is that the problem here? Because he got the head. I should have put it through the nose. But it's okay. I got another one right after that. Okay, I'm pulling. This one I'm getting. I'm pulling this one in. I can feel it. I can feel it tugging on there. So I'm going to start reeling them in and pulling them in nice and close. I was actually trying to throw the cast net at the time. So I had to drop the cast net, grab the rod, because I was trying to get some more bait. But it's okay because I got a bluefish here. Yeah, a bluefish. Yeah, you guys are like, oh, well, bluefish, throw him back. What's he good for? Eat the plank. Now, I'm telling you, at the end of this video, when we're only moments away, my friends, I'm going to show you how to cook this. But most importantly, let's start right here. Here's my bluefish, and I want to keep this, and I want to eat it, and I'm going to eat it tonight. So the first thing I'm going to do is grab my knife, and I'm going to stick the knife underneath right here from the gill and cut the bottom part of it, and I'm going to bleed this fish because the blood, I feel, is what gives it the bad flavor. So I'm just going to cut it. It's starting to bleed, but the heart's still pumping. I'm going to go down into the surf. I'm going to hold it from the back and the tail, and I'm just going to let it bleed out. I'm going to let it bleed out in the surf right there. Yeah, I know the tourists can be freaking out. Oh, kids, don't watch. What's going on there? But this is what's going to save that fish from tasting totally nasty to tasting really superb. So we're going to bleed it. I do this with sharks as well. Sharks actually pee through their skin. So if you're going to eat a shark, you want to bleed it. So I'll bleed sharks. I'll bleed bluefish. And some people bleed Spanish. I don't know if that's necessary. Maybe I should try it. I got another one. So here we go. We got 2. I'm actually going to fill the bucket with 3 bluefish before the day is over because that's actually our limit right there. And the same thing here. I'm just going to take my knife, stick it underneath the gill, cut down, and I'm sorry if this is gross. I should have put a little warning, explicit, and I'm going to take them down the surf, and I'm going to bleed them. We're going to take them home and cook them. Watch this recipe. All right, I'm going to talk about bluefish we caught today and what we're going to do with them. I just washed this guy, so I'm patting him down with a paper towel here. Nice and want to get them dry. This bluefish, I scaled it, gutted it, and I bled it. When I was in the ocean, I bled it. You saw that earlier in the video. And I'm just going to cook it. So I got a piece of aluminum foil right here. And watch how I cook this. Watch how simple this is. I'm just going to take some oil of the olive, and I'm just going to throw a little oil of the olive on it. Let's get some on the other side. Little oil of the olive on there. Actually, I got the olive oil on there, and now I've got some garlic. I got some garlic cloves there, and I chopped those up, and so I'm going to put some garlic cloves on there. Ooh, I got a lot of garlic. Ooh, I like garlic.
Garlic's good for you. It makes the cholesterol lower and it keeps vampires away, so it's all good. Now, I've got some salt. This is Peruvian salt. It came from Peru. Look at it. It's beautiful. I'm just going to take a pinch of that. Throw a little of that on there. Really coarse. Good salt. A little more salt. Why not salt? And a little pepper. We got the pepper kernels. I'm going to turn the little thing here. Whoa, pepper comes out. Fresh ground pepper. That's right. I'm grounding it right as we speak. Grounding those peppers. A lot of pepper. Okay, now the spinach. Now the spinach. Here comes the spinach. I'm going to wash that. I'm going to throw some spinach on there. Yeah, baby. Look at that. That's perfect. All right, we got everything in there. We got it all ready to go. I'm going to wrap it up. This is going on the grill. This is going on the grill. That's what's going to happen to this. This is going to go on the grill. And put that on the side for a minute. Oh, my other two bad boys. What are we going to do with those? We're going to use the cheap salt. Ooh. And we're gonna smoke these tomorrow. So I'm going to put a little salt. Usually I put in brown sugar. I had to go find some brown sugar. I don't have any brown sugar left. The salt gets all the moisture out, so it makes it smoke better. So we're gonna, that's fine. Whatever. That's good. It's gonna work. I'll throw some inside there. What? That's crazy. What? Get in there, salt. Ugh. Get in there, salt. All right, I'm gonna wrap that up. Put that in the fridge. We're gonna smoke that tomorrow. And that's our bluefish. Perfect. Okay. Okay then. Okay then, there it is. Bluefish, aluminum foil on the grill. All right, we gave it another 5 minutes. Oh, smoky hot. Got the fork. Smoky hot, fishy. Fishy, fishy. That's breaking apart nice. That's what I want to see. Oh, look at all that hot oil boiling up down there. That's going to be good. And that, my friends, is that. And we're going to eat it, and it's going to be yum, muy delicioso. I'm going to peel out the bones. I'm going to eat that flaky, yummy, delicious meat. Look at that. Oh my gosh, it's so good looking. I'm going to sit down and eat it now. Yum. And that, my friends, is that. And anyone who tells you they don't like bluefish has never cooked it like this. I'll tell you that. That was absolutely delicious. All right, we're gonna make some smoked bluefish. First, most important, the smoking chair. That's the smoking chair. I'm gonna sit in that chair when I smoke the fish. In the smoker. So let's see what we got here. Dog, faithful dog. Sit, Ubu, sit. Good dog. Smoker, water pot thingy. Water. 2 cans of beer nobody likes to drink, so they can go in the smoker pot water. Top, grill, matchlight fire stuff, and hickory flavored wood chips. And they got a little water in the pot there, so they're kind of gonna get wet so we can smoke good. So first step, we gotta light the charcoal. Cheap and easy with the matchlight. Okay, there's only one thing left to do. Sit in the smoking chair, drink the IPA, and listen to Bruce Springsteen. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, just been going for a little while. Ready?